Hey everybody, how are you? It's Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher, with a edit. I forgot to announce the name of the share receiver from the previous video. It was for this beautiful Halloween bag. You get your frog charm, and inside there is also a project card. So the name of the winner is, and I'll put the picture here. So Carrie, if you would do me a favor and please email me using the address disorderlystitcher@gmail.com. Please put in the subject bar Halloween share, and I will get this to you as soon as possible. I need your address. Now, if you are not in the United States, I'm afraid I'm going to have to redraw, because as I announced in the video, it needed to be US only. So I'm just giving that forewarning. All right, so there we go. Back to your regularly scheduled floss tube. Good morning. Well, it's morning here. My name is Nancy, and I am known as the Disorderly Stitcher here on Flosstube. I am also the Disorderly Stitcher over on Instagram, and I have a Facebook group, the Disorderly Stitcher, and I have an Etsy shop, the Disorderly Stitcher. So welcome. I am so glad you are here. If this is your first time, I appreciate you stopping by, and a thank you to whomever may have sent you my way. And I hope you like what you see, and like and subscribe when you're done, and get inspired, right? And if you are returning, I am so glad you're back. I appreciate all of you, and we're all in this together, right? It's a journey. So I have been doing a lot of bag making because I want to get some holiday bags, winter bags in the shop. I make project bags, if you do not know. That's what I've been doing the past couple of weeks, and I have a bunch. I have one of each to show you, but I still have quite a bit to complete, but they will be completed, don't worry. And so I did it again. That's 2 sews, 3 sews. I am hoping that I can get quite a few of them completed today, and in the shop, most likely for tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then on Friday. I don't think I'll be doing anything on Thursday. Thursday is Thanksgiving in the US, and it's one of the days where I'm able to have all 3 of my girls home at the same time. Abby and Beth are twins. They're almost 32 in 5 days. And Erin lives closer by, and yeah, so we don't have the opportunity to get together very often, but when we do, that's what I pay attention to. I'm really trying not to say that word. I never realized how much I say that short little word that starts with an S and ends with an O. I have my decaf coffee in my pumpkin spice mug. Is there a pumpkin on the back? No, there's a heart. And I figured I didn't need any more caffeine. And I have my Charlie Brown snowflake sweatshirt. I forgot I had it. You know, it's one of those things, out of sight, out of mind. I had everything that, this is my winter, this is this is that when I was teaching. And now I went into the closet. I have my sweatshirts piled on the floor. Living in a small 1950s ranch, there is limited room. And I have my sweatshirts piled on the floor. Hoodies, sweatshirts, whatever. And sometimes Lana, my cat, likes to sleep on them. No biggie, I don't care. And I went in trying to look for a different sweatshirt, and I'm like, oh, forgot about that. All right, let's get started. I do have, believe it or not, I have a finish, start finish. I have a start finish FFO. Are you okay? If you fell on the floor, I'll give you a minute to get up. All right. And I have some progress on some other whips. And of course I have haul. So let's get started. I do not have a picture for this one, so I will post it here somewhere. I'll get the picture edited in. If you are not signed up for the Jingle Ball is an online retreat event hosted by Lindy Stitches, Stephanie from Lindy Stitches. And I'll put the link down below. And you can, some people are like, I think they're there all night and day. And it's just, you have the chance to go to different stitchy rooms, and they're always titled in a very, sometimes very funny way, sometimes very appropriate way because of the theme of the event, and a combination of both. You buy a ticket. I think this year it's $15, and that gets you in. So you're sent a link, you know, save the link, and you can go in and out and in and out. I will recommend that when you leave a stitchy room, that, I don't know what the button says, but that you hang it up, okay? Because if you don't, you're still counted in that room, and that means that if the room is maxed out, somebody else can't get in. Does that make sense? But there's also a shop with, I don't know, at least 11 or 12 designers this year, maybe more, that have designed stitches for the Jingle Ball. And they are exclusive to the Jingle Ball, and they may or may not be released at a later date. There is sometimes fabric. It sells really fast. There are meet and greets with the designers, and there is a speed dating where you can go in and talk to other stitchers. You're given, you know, so many minutes, 5 minutes maybe. You do have the option of extending that time, I think once, and then, you know, it closes and you're moved on to the next person. So it's kind of cool to take, you know, that opportunity to meet new people. It's also a great way to, you know, overall to make new stitchy friends, new friendships. And I know some people have developed Zoom groups that they get together, or they find someone that lives nearby and, oh wow, I have a stitchy friend and I didn't know I had one. So please check it out. There are also classes offered by some of the designers. Right now, the only thing available are the PDF patterns. The kit's sold out very quickly. But you can get the PDF pattern and you can stitch your design, and then it's ready for the class. So one thing that I have wanted to do is Annie B's pears. They're three-dimensional pairs. If you can imagine, I don't have it with me, but you know, it's a pair. So it has the stitching on the front and then it has fabric on the other one or two panels. I don't know how many panels it's made with. And I'm one of those, it's like, I want to make that, but I'm scared to death to try. Caught myself. When I saw the class was being offered, I hemmed and hawed and hemmed and hawed and hemmed and hawed, and finally decided to do it. So 5. There are 3 patterns, 3 stitch patterns in the pattern itself, and then there's a bonus pattern. I started and finished 1. I wanted to get at least 1 done. If I get another one done, that's great. If I don't, I'm okay with that. But I wanted at least 1 so I would know how to do this. It is not ironed. I need to do that. This is done on 36 count Aztec red by, I think it's, is it Weeks? I think. It calls for Belle Soie silk. I did not have that, but I did have a skein of NPI. What is this? 992. Mine's a little off-white, I think. Yeah, I know. It's not being cared for very well. Linda's probably having a cow. Hi, Linda. So here we go. There's another one, 6. So here we go. There are a couple mistakes because stitches are over 1 or something, but you get the idea of the basic shape of the front of the pair. I'm pumped. I can't wait. I will go in and I will look at the directions, and if I need to put interfacing on the back of this, I will do that before the class and at least have that ready. All right. What else have I been working on? Oh, my other start finish FFO. I'm going to go ahead and show this. I don't believe the individual watches my Flosstube, but if she does, then surprise! In Discord, if you are on Discord, there is a cross stitch group, and it was started by some friends who met at, I don't know if it was the Jingle Ball or the spring event, I'm not sure, but it is listed under Goose. And hi, Denise. And I will put the information down below. If I have a picture of her little card with the QR code, I'll put it in here too. And they decided to do a smalls exchange. So before I mail this in an hour or 2, I wanted to show you guys, and I tried a new technique to finish it, which I've never done. And it wasn't supposed to be very big, and we're not supposed to put anything extra in it, so that, you know, there's 6, there's number 7. So are you counting? Are you counting? Okay. This is one of Lori Holt's stitchy cards. There's 4 designs on the stitchy card. Let me see if I have it handy. Oh, yes, I do. There are 4 different designs. Oh, I have all 4 of them here. How exciting. This is Stitchy Set V. So I pulled out this one with the house. And there's also, well, here, I'll show them all to you on here. There we go. And I just picked a color randomly in my DMC. And I had a piece of Lugana. I do like Lugana. I don't stitch on it a lot. The color I chose is DMC 316, sort of a mauve-y color. So here we go. Just a little pillow. 2 threads. That was something I needed to get my head wrapped around again, because I'm not usually a 2-thread stitcher. And this time I sewed all the way around and then slit the back. And I had some wool. I had a small piece of wool, so I used my pinking shears and cut it, and then I sewed it over the slit, and I stuck one of my tags right there. I'm pleased with it. I've never done the slit finish, so there we go. Not bad. So that will be going in the mail today. Put it somewhere where I don't misplace it. Put this silk somewhere where I don't misplace it. So that's the start finish FFO. And let's move on to the whips. All right. With inspiration, a lot of people have done this next one. It's from Sweet Land of Liberty. And a lot of people, it's one of those that, yeah, I want to do it, but I didn't know when I wanted to do it. And then my friend Cindy finished hers. Hi, Cindy. Which sort of pushed me over the edge, but I wasn't convinced. And then the Sampler Guild of the Rockies issued challenges. One was a patriotic challenge for the 250th semi-sesquicentennial next year, the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, and a UFO challenge. And so I thought, why not? Originally, I was going to do American Welcome by Plum Street, but then I changed my mind. So I'm going to do Salute to Abigail. Now, I started up here. I always start in the upper, what is that, left. And I've worked my way around this way. Yes, I think. No, this way. I don't know. I'll show you in a minute. I have not put in Abigail's moniker here, because Cindy had the incredible idea to put July 4, 1776 over here and July 4, 2026 over here. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've been working, there's another one. So I have been working my way around. I got down here and I put this blue flower in, or I put this red one in. I put this in. Let's back up, Bender. Let's figure this out. I put this in, and then I put this red flower in. There we go. Then I put the blue flower in off the bird's feet, because you know the bird has to have somewhere to stand. Then I went back down and I started working on the border some more. And then I got tired of the border, so I wanted to work on this whopping huge plant. I built the plant off of the blue flower and I started to come down. And I'm more of a landmark stitcher. So, of course, the key to landmark stitching is that you have everything else in place. When I did this, you know, I constantly, all right, I'm building off this bird. So that's the focal point, because I know everything else is okay. And I'm working. And then I got down here and I'm like, something's off. And I'm not going to match up to that red flower with the blue center. And I stared at it and you know, I went back, I looked, blah, 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 blah. Well, all this was fine. I came to the conclusion that for some reason, this must be off. But I couldn't find it. So I was originally going to, I've given up on the sews, people. I was originally going to somehow move this and make this stem longer, and then I'd have to mirror, and it looked ridiculous. I went back, I tore a bunch out, and I tore the red flower out, and I moved it. It was only one row off. Who's going to know but the rest of the world that watches this Flosstube? So that's my, that was my solution. And I don't think it looks that bad. I'm doing this on, what am I doing this on? I have my project card. If you're interested in project cards, I do have them in my Etsy shop. This is on 40 count. The only thing it said was Rogue. And I don't know if that means Rogue like in Atomic Ranch fabric or Rogue's the color. It was just something that I had in my stash. So it's 40 count. The threads are from Color and Cotton. They have a pre-curated pack. I love the red. Everybody that knows me knows red is my favorite color. The red is Candy Apple. It's so deep and rich. Sorry, Abigail fell on the floor. It's not going to be that big. I mean, here's how big, that's the back. Here's how big the fabric is. I didn't want it that big. I didn't want it big and overpowering. It is not ironed. So there we go. It doesn't want to. I need to work on my lighting. It's not a very sunny day. All we've had is overcast for about a week, and then the sun came out on Sunday and then it went away again. So there. This thing to me looks like some kind of alien being in a sci-fi movie, but it will look more appropriate when I get the flowers on it. I'm pleased. My friend Nell, hi Nell, she went all the way around with the border, and it's beautiful. I still have some of the alphabet to go. I have O and P and then the word America. But there we go. I'm happy. And then, you know, that's all that matters, right? Right. So that's Salute to Abigail. I've been working on that a lot. I haven't been grabbing anything else lately. At least not a lot. All right. The next one I want to show you is Leia Lroo. Leia is a stitch that quite a few people are working on. I know Celeste from Celeste Creates is working on it. I don't know if Kim, hi Celeste, hi Kim. I don't know if Kim from Contented Needleworker is working on it. I'd have to go back and check. My friend Kelly is working on it. Hi Kelly. And Nell, hi Nell. And it's from Reflet de Soie. I'll put the picture here. And it's charted with Soie d'Alger. And I do not have Soie d'Alger. I know I've said that if I really want the silks, I'll get the silks. But I did not get the Soie d'Alger. But I wanted silks. So I purchased the Vicki Clayton silks. And they are beautiful. Now, I did put them on floss drops. I'm very careful with them. I'm petting them. Sorry, Linda. So here they are. Does that help? There we go. I love that purple. The purple is so pretty. Where is it? These floss drops are from Adam Hart. Look at that. And I wanted to use the plastic. I don't know if they're plastic or what they are, but I wanted to use them for my silks. And I used my little, I don't know if it's called Neko. Oh, what is it? It's right here. Somewhere in here. Then again, maybe not. Nope, can't find it. It's a little label maker. So I put the DMC number and the name that Vicki gave it and the Vicki Clayton number and the dye lot date on the sticker. So if I run out, all I have to do is order some more. Now, of course, there is one label that I printed wrong. I gave it the wrong number, so I just have to remember that it's this number. It's 770 something and not 771, something like that. It's one of the golds. Is that it? I don't know. But anyway, there they are. I love that red. That red is called OMG Red. This is being done on 40 count bronze medium by Color and Cotton. This is one of those that you do, I'm doing, I don't know if you do, but I'm doing a little bit at a time. And it's very confetti heavy. This is the left side of the border. And that's the length of one page. Let me turn my iPad toward the light. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Does that help? So the flowers will go all the way around, I think. So I get a flower done. I also color complete. So if I start, like I start with the purple, and then if I can safely get to the dark purple again, then I'll do it until the thread runs out. That's just what I do. I do have to remember to use that Stitcher's lotion, especially this time of year. If you're not familiar with Stitcher's lotion, it's a lotion that does not make you all greasy and all that good stuff. I will try and find a link and put it down below, but I love it. I don't know about you, but my hands get so dry in the winter. My nails split, the corner of, you know, like my nails, like right there, split, and I'm constantly playing with it. So I have to, now I've played with that, now it's gonna drive me nuts. So I have to use the lotion, especially when I use the silks. All right, what else have I been working on? I don't think I worked on quilts at all, but I'll pull it out anyway. Quiltz is from Long Dog Sampler. It looks like this. I've always been drawn to this one because I do quilt as well. I do make quilts, let's put it that way. I don't quilt. I do hand quilt, but I don't machine quilt. I used to. But doing it on a domestic machine for me is it gets my shoulders. So my friend Sue, hi Sue from Criminally Creative, had mentioned it, and I thought, okay, that's my sign. Add to cart. I am using DMC, called for DM, or not DMC. I'm using the called for, what are these things called? Gentle Arts. Except Sue pointed out that the corn husk, which is like the grass and some of the leaves, is very, very yellowy green. And I agreed. So I went in and I pulled pea pod from Classic Colorworks. Now it is yellowy green, but it's a deeper yellowy green. I also did not have Antique Rose, so I pulled 3722. I'm happy with it. This is being done on 36 count. I don't have a clue because I don't have the tag. I do that a lot. The pattern is stitched, the model is stitched on white, and that's the way it's listed, but I didn't want white, and so there we go. I think I did a little bit since I last saw you. Came around, did some of the border, got the tree and 2 birds. The one still needs his feet and his beak. It's 1/2. I love the colors. I love the theme. I found these fat quarters, so I made myself a bag, and I got so excited I put my tag on backwards, but it's mine. I don't care. And then I found some different fall theme fabric, and I made a bag for Sue, and I made a bag for Nell. Nell's working on it too. I was getting trouble from Nell because she says I influence her. I don't know why she'd say that. There's a pen. Excuse me. Finally, I worked on Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. If you have ever done a Hawk Run Hollow, you know they are big and they take a lot of time. And so I decided to make it my, excuse me, my nose is itching, my leap year project. Starting on or close to February 29th of 2024, and then working on it until February 29th, 2028. So that's from leap year to leap year. Excuse me. Why I decided to start a new hawk run when I already had 2 going, I don't know. But I did. And this is what it looks like if you're not familiar. And we divided each one of these blocks. It's like, 4, 8, 10, 11 different designs. Each of these blocks into 4. So we have 4 months to do one. And I'm sure that some people are saying, 4 months, I could get that done in 4 months. Well, it may not take you as long, and that's okay. Some people are slower stitchers, that's okay. Some of us, at the time I started this, I was still teaching, and it wasn't getting much love. But now I have a Zoom group with Nell and Kelly and Cindy, and I feel like I'm on Romper Room and all my friends. And Monday night of our Zoom is dedicated to shores. I think I'm actually ahead. Sherry, am I ahead? I have these 4 done and this one. I want to save this big one for last. I should have technically gone over here. I don't know. But I didn't. I went down here. Last night in the Zoom, I finally finished these rocks. They were driving me nuts. So I make a working copy. Actually, I was making it. Sorry. I started with a working copy and doing all the things, and then I got smart. I have a copier, printer, scanner thing, one of the Epson that you put the ink in, and year or so ago, I called the nice Epson lady and she helped me hook it up so I could scan and send it to the cloud. And it goes to my Google Drive. And now I have a scan of it. I put it in Markup RXP. I can assign the colors. And there we go. I love it. I am very spoiled by Markup RXP now. I'm using the DMC. I am not using the NPIs. All three of my hawk runs are in DMC. I'm also doing the one with the big hawk on it, the map, and villages of Hawk Run Hollow. But here we go. That house on the block I'm doing is going to be this very rich, rusty red. I cannot wait. It will be great fill-in zoom stitching when I get to the point I can do it. It's still in the hoop because I worked on it last night. So block 5 is a little invisible. Put my needle over here so Julie, hi Julie, doesn't fuss at me. I'm one of those that puts the needle in my mouth. So here we go. This is what I worked on last night. I finished the rocks and I put in the tree trunk. Yes, that's a tree trunk. And I did a couple of the branches. I put in this side of the house. I did the windows and they look like, you know, a face. Did the windows. I did this side of the house and that roof line. I am pleased. The squares are 92 inches, give or take, 92, 91. Sometimes I think one of them has like a 91 by 92. But, and sorry, I don't have anything to put behind it except me. I'm very, very pleased with it. I did change the colors in the sun. I used a color in cotton in there because I wanted the sun brighter. She was creepy until I put the eyes in. Very creepy. So let's figure this out. March, April, May, June, that was block 1. July, August, September, October, 2. November, December, January, February, 3. March, April, May, June, 4. July, August, September, October, 5. November, December, January, February. Yeah, I'm ahead. Slightly. I'll take it. Me ahead? Really? There we go. That's Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. It's going to be a beast when I go to get it framed. I would say I'd have to save my pennies, but we no longer have pennies to save, right? I was always waiting for them to discontinue making pennies because it was more expensive to make the pennies than the pennies were worth. So that's it. I am going to, I have to get, a friend of mine ordered a bag for my shop, so I need to get that in the mail today. I need to get the Smalls Exchange in the mail today. I need to work on bags today. And I should be a good individual and go out and start prepping for Thanksgiving, but I've never been one of those. Probably the most planned I ever was when I taught, and that's because we had to turn in lesson plans. My friends last night said, one of my, I think it was Kelly said, I don't think you're as disorderly as you think you are. because, I mean, you look at this and it is relatively organized. My floss, my DMC floss is in plastic drawer cases from Amazon. My other flosses, I have a box for coloring classic Colorworks, and it's all organized alphabetically on rings. So in a way, yes, I am more organized. But in other ways, when it comes to being the disorderly stitcher, that's just, I pick up whatever. That being said, I went and bought a book of days. Now, I know I said I was not going to keep a calendar. I dropped my calendar probably halfway through the year. This is smaller. My friend Kelly uses an electronic calendar. I don't know if that would make it any easier for me. I'm a paper girl. I love paper. So I bought the new book of days. And I think because this one is thinner and, you know, it's not, I love the spiral of the other one. And I can't remember who made it, and I'll put it down below if I remember. I love the spiral binding. But there was a lot of things in it that I discovered I didn't need. I do have a Google Doc that I created of my whips. I have a Google Doc that I created of my kits. Not this shelf. The shelf where the pumpkins are sticking out. A lot of that is, or the one next to it. Is there one next to it? Yes. If you go way over there. Those are all kitted projects. I should take them apart. But what I think I want to do, and yes, if you want to call this a GOAL, feel free. I believe I'm going to print my whip list. I also have a Google Sheets whip list, which is down below. The link is down below. And I want to print my kitted list. I might print some Flosstube note sheets that the Nap Time Stitcher put out. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. And put them in here and go to Staples and say, please split this and spiral bind it for me. That's one of those things. I could buy my own little spiral binding machine, but by the time I get that done, it's probably easier just to say, here, do this, please. I am also going to put a whip go chart in here. I have no idea why. Because I still have Lady of the Flag I want to do. I need to work on her. I need to dedicate time on Lady of the Flag. I've touched it. It's right next to my chair, but I haven't really done anything with it. So anyway, so I did buy that. And I like the cover. I want to go into Needlework Press and see if that's a chart. I love the colors on there. What else have I gotten, you ask? Hey, there's money on the floor. I found money on the floor. I have no idea what, but I found money on the floor. A while ago, I said I don't have a lot of Halloween, and I'm not a big seasonal stitcher. But then all of a sudden, I fell in love with Halloween. Why? I don't know. Shouldn't have done that. So let's allow me to, I thought I already talked about that. Hang on. Here we go. Save the best for last. Save the best for last. My friends laugh because I'm always breaking into song. All right. Here we go. In order to, I don't know if I showed you this. I can't remember what I did or not. I have this. This is one of the lids for the Lori Holt file boxes, and I just took it off and used it. The backing, the back side of the pear is Lady Creates velveteen. And originally it called for cucumber, and originally I couldn't find cucumber. So I ordered, I went to, I don't know if it's Silver Needle. I went to Silver Needle and I said, hey, this is what I'm doing. And she said, well, do you really want a fat quarter? Because, you know, this is how much. And I said, yeah, because when I want to have enough to mess with. Plus, I want them all to be from the same piece if I ever get all of them done. And she said, well, we don't have that big a piece in the cucumber, and I don't know that we're going to get it in time for the Jingle Ball. So I said, well, send me something that you have that is a green that would look okay, but I want the green of the wool for the leaves and I think the stem and the velveteen to match. So that was on order. Well, then my friend Chris, hi Chris, told me that she found the velveteen somewhere. I think it was on Lady Dot's Etsy shop, and I went zoom and I got it. And I got the wool at 123 Stitch. So here's pea pod. I got pea pod, velveteen, and grasshopper wool. I do not know. Well, here's a piece. That might work. It's a little yellow, but that might work. I know it. I think it's going to be too green for her green pears. It might work for her Anjou pears that she came out with. I don't think I have that one yet. So there's that. But here's the cucumber. I know it's in the plastic, but I didn't want to take it out. And here's the wool. And, you know, I went hog wild. Just because. So it's juniper felted wool. It's not the herringbone. I could not find the herringbone in the juniper, so I just got the plain wool. So, I got wool, people. I got wool that jingle. Anyway. I got that. I have no idea what this is for. So, this is fabric. I can't remember if I showed you these either. I think I did, and I just put them back in the box, but we're going to show them to you again. Back in the 90s, I had gotten magazines like Cross Stitch and Country Crafts and Just Cross Stitch, and these were, or something similar to these, their alphabets, were in the magazine. And I fell in love with them. I originally was going to do the whole set. Then I wanted to do the whole set for my grandson when he was little. And I thought they were in one of those leisure art books. They were not. And I looked and I looked and I looked and I gave up. Well, then on eBay, I went in and lo and behold, somebody was selling the pieces out of the magazine. So I got that. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm happy because I'm happy. I love that song. Can I do an ornament a month? 2 ornaments a month? There's 26. 2.5 ornaments a month? Maybe. I also purchased on eBay this magazine because I liked the stitch on the cover. A, it's pumpkins. B, it's fall. C, it's quilts. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Every once in a while we get jet fighters. And of course you hear it and it's probably gone by the time you hear it. And since it's a very cloudy day, I am sure I couldn't see it. But it'll come over and the mountains are out that way. And it's so funny to when you finally see it and it's flying, it'll like over the mountain. Anyway, you didn't need to hear that. So I love this. Do any of you have magazine subscriptions? Like Cross Stitch and Country? Do they even make Cross Stitch and Country Crafts anymore? I don't know. I debate if I want to get a magazine subscription because the things in the magazines always have a lot of backstitching. And it's not that I don't like backstitching. It's just sometimes some of the designs still look very 90s. Keep your ears open. There might be another jet. I got my 11th installment in Erin Elizabeth's veggies or vintage seed packs, the peas. I'm running out of room to throw things. I was watching Olivia B from Hillside Rookery. That woman, hi Olivia, that woman is such an enabler, but I love her. She will do videos of what she's gotten in to put in her Etsy shop. And I have to hold the finger back, right, from doing add to cart. But she had some $2 charts. And I went in and I found this one. It's Carriage House Samplings. It's all different blues. I love it. I intend to do it. And I asked Olivia to, instead of the DMC, I asked Olivia if she would find 4 comparable NPIs, and she did. That's on my list. That one can't be that hard to do. I just flashed the chart. Sorry. I found this one on Etsy. I swear Etsy's dangerous, people. It is dangerous. I do a lot of adding to cart and then save for later. I have to do that. But I love this one. It's a Halloween sampler, I guess. It's Homespun Elegance. Designs that reflect our merit. Halloween Sampler 1. Number 184. I also purchased a couple of Brenda Gervais from Brenda Gervais at Country Stitches, Country Sampler online. I'll put it down below. But quite a few people had done this one, When Witches Go Riding, so I bought it. And I also got Pumpkin Brew. I need to put these in my spreadsheet. Do you organize your charts by designer or do you do it by theme? Right now, mine are organized by designer. I'm debating whether or not to put them by theme. I could also put a column on my designer page and say theme. I don't know. I also purchased, I saw this, I don't know who was doing it, but I just thought that cat was awesome. Snarky cat. And it has a pumpkin. I love pumpkins. Okay. I think I showed you these. I went and I bought some XJU Design and Fox and Rabbit fabric. Simply concerned that at some point getting those from overseas is going to be ridiculous. Yeah, I know I showed them to you. I purchased a piece of 40 count bee's knees off of the Stash Unload and a piece of old stationery off the Stash Unload. I have no idea why, probably because I don't have any of it, and there we go. I purchased I had already purchased the squirrel and what was the other one? I don't remember. From the new series by Cottage Garden Samplings, and then the chipmunk came out and I fell in love. So I also have the fabric for all three of those. All right, now. Here's the pièce de résistance. I guess you could call me a chart collector. I mean, aren't we all? And I never thought I would be into Mirabilias as much as I have found myself into them. I'm more into the ladies, like, and the queens rather than the nymphs and the mermaids and things like that. And of course I fell in love, being a history teacher, I fell in love with Lady of the Flag. And a dear viewer lent me Lady of the Flag. That's one reason why I'm trying to get it done. I need to get it done. But then watching Janet Jabber, hi Janet, and seeing her work on the seasonal queens, and I think she did Queen of Peace and Queen of Freedom and Queen. I fell in love with all of those. So I slowly collected the seasonal queens, autumn, winter, spring, summer. And a friend of mine, and Sue from Criminally Creative, one day showed red. And so I bought red. And there was a woman on the other side of town that was selling one for like $40, and I thought, sure, why not? And the two that I could not find were Queen of Peace and Queen of Freedom. Now they're out there, but for very expensive price tags because they're out of print. And I don't want to, even make a what's the word, conjecture that they'll ever be released again. So every once in a while I go on eBay, I do the eBay thing just to see what they're selling for. I've seen these sell, these two, Peace, Freedom, and Lady of the Flag. I've seen them priced as high as $400. I am not spending $400. I will spend lower than that. And I did. Much lower. What I consider much lower. First one I found is Queen of Peace. I'm so excited. And she's gorgeous. She's so gorgeous. And I went and I bought the beads. The one bead is discontinued. And I put a plea out on one of the Mirabilia groups I'm in on Facebook, and was told and was given a list of what can be substituted, so I'll have to go in and get that bead at some point. And I did not get the Krynic because it does use gold Krynic, but I think I will probably go in and see if I can get treasure braid, petite treasure braid. I don't know yet. I haven't used either one on Lady of the Flag yet, so we'll see. So that was my first yum yum. So the other morning, I was on Discord. You've already figured it out, right? I was on Discord and my friend Sue, hi Sue, was sitting there, you know, doom scrolling, and she's like, oh, somebody's selling Queen of Freedom and Lady of the Flag. And I said, how much? And she told me, and I said, what's the name? And she told me, and I immediately went in. I was on the moon. I was like, yes, you know, I could not believe it. So I am so pumped to have her. Yes. Now, she was open, but she was not used. And so I want to go in and get, again, I'll get the one bead is the same bead on the other one that's discontinued. It only takes 2 different crystal treasures and 2 bead packs and then 2 things of Krynic. So can I take these with me when I die and still work on them? Do they cross stitch in the next life? I guess we'll find out. So here's the beads for Queen of Peace and the treasures that I was able to get. I'm so excited. Yes, I was like, wah! And I told my husband, and you know, I used my mad money from selling my bags, and we were good. Do I look happy? I am so happy. It's not even funny. All right. That's my whips and my finishes and my haul and my happiness. And yes, I got to put this back in the bag before I lose it all. And I have to put it in my... I do have... I don't want to say GOAL. I guess I'll say it. It's a goal. It's a plan. It's an intention. I told my husband that over Thanksgiving and definitely Christmas break, I want to start purging. Purging in the fact, you know, are there books we don't want anymore? Are there games and toys that we don't need anymore? I need to do some major organization in here because I've got a crap ton of, there's stuff on the floor. Like I said, I just found money. And do I really, will I ever truly use all this fabric on bags or quilts? I have 4 or 5 quilts in process. I need to get them done. My plan for the shop is that I will leave it open, you know, over the month of December, but I'm not going to work on any bags. I want to work on quilts. So I'll spend some time in the morning, you know, working on my quilts. I got to get them done. They're all in process. And of course there's stitching. Oh, I forgot. Guess what Customs released? I got my millennial frame. It's out in the other room. I didn't get it. I didn't grab it, but it's huge. It's 30 inches long. I didn't think I ordered one so huge, but it, like, I bet you, like, my hawk run and stuff should fit. I wasn't sure that if it would, if the Lowry or the Kay's Creation would hold it. So on Amazon, I found a wooden floor frame that just has the 2 bars that come down with the, yeah, that was descriptive, right? So anyway, we'll see how that works. And so anyway, that's the other happiness. So back to what I was saying. So I want to really get some understanding and work on my quilts. I have a fig tree quilt that I started, and I have a scrappy quilt that I started, and I have a Lori Holt quilt, and I have Swoon 16, and I don't know what else is up there. Maybe only 4. I don't know. But if you look up there, here, see all those boxes? Those are all scraps and quilts. All right. Here, I'll show you my mess. All those binders, sorry if I'm making you ill. All those binders are cross-stitch patterns organized by designer or designers. The other thing I want to go through and possibly purge is cross-stitch patterns. We all know our tastes change over time. And I want to go through and truly think about all the patterns that I have purchased, and will I ever get around to doing them? I don't know. I don't know. And if I'm not, I decided that anything I truly no longer want, I will list in my Etsy shop. Now that doesn't, if they're still brand new in package, that doesn't mean that they're going to sell, something for nothing. I will reduce the price a little bit, but I'm not going to give them away. If I bought them off a D-stash, obviously I'm not going to jack the price. But if it's something new, then I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to give it away. So that's the other thing I want to accomplish in December. And, truly rethink everything that I have in here. There's a couple quilt kits I might sell. All right, that being said, let's talk about the Etsy shop. I do have, like I said, they're all holiday or winter themed. Oh, as I reach for the sky. Oh, okay. Here we go. This one I love. I love this fabric. It's so much fun. Isn't that cool? Different states, different motifs. Yes, I will put the frog on there. I am getting low on frog charms. And I don't know if I'm going to get any more because they're coming from China. And I'm not paying a ridiculously large amount of tariff to get them. So, there we go. So I will use whatever frogs I have left. And then figure something else out. I have this one. I love this one. Very vintage looking, like from the 50s. This fabric reminded me of Teresa. Hi, Teresa from Garden Goose Stitcher. Aren't they cute? The little gooses with their boots on. This one I know I only have 2 of. I think there's thread, but there's not. I just thought that was cute. Save that one for last. I love this. I love the red truck. And I love that moss green zipper with it. It just looks so good. Oh, there's a thread. I'll get it later. I have the snowmen, and I use the orange zipper because of their carrot noses. Why not? Why not break away from the traditional? I love this too. This one's sweet. They're snowmen. Little tiny snowmen. Here goes my stomach, excuse me. Blue poinsettia, blue and white, with little heart ornaments. And the blue ornaments. And last year I had cut up some fat quarters, and I saved all the squares and the fat quarters, and I made some more patchwork bags. Each bag has a different back because I'm using fat quarters. So like I said, those will be in the shop. If not for tomorrow, then definitely Friday. And yeah. That's it. I do believe that's it. And I've been talking for an hour and 10 minutes. I don't know if I'll be back in December. It would be nice if I'm back at the end of the month, just to show you, did I get any quilting done? Did I get any stitching done? Have I worked any on Lady of the Flag? I don't know. We'll see. So, please enjoy your journey. Again, if you liked what you saw and you have been inspired, then please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. Also remember that if YouTube puts ads in my videos, I cannot control that. That's a YouTube thing. I know that with a premium account, I don't get ads, but maybe that's a premium account thing. And, you know, it's beyond my control. But if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. I hope you have been inspired. I hope that you are enjoying your journey. And give yourself grace. Remember, we're human. Human beings make mistakes. And the important thing is to learn from them. And we can grow beyond them. All right? If you are celebrating Thanksgiving in 2 days, I hope you have a happy, safe Thanksgiving and you have time to spend with your family, and that it's a wonderful time that you spend with your family. If you are getting ready for the holidays, if you celebrate Christmas, I don't have my tree up, but we'll get there. And those of you that will be celebrating Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa. I don't know when Ramadan was this year. But if it has happened, I hope your celebration with your family was joyous. Your observance was joyous. And there we go. All right. So take care. Have fun. Stitch what you love. Do all the things. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.